Welcome to the Actery Magic Channel. I'm Steve, the Actery. Today we're talking about Sisay, Weatherlight Captain. Before we get into that, I want to let you know we're doing a 30-day, 30 commander challenge where I post a new video of a new commander every day. So stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll have another one. All right, Sisay, Weatherlight Captain. Let's talk shop, shall we? She is a 3-drop 2/2 human soldier. If you're not familiar, she does dirty things. Okay, so she gets +1/1 for each color among legendary permanents you control. So if we have a green permanent, she gets +1/1. If we have a green and white permanent, she gets +2/2, and so on and so forth. Okay, WUBRG, green, black, blue, red, white. Search your library for a legendary permanent card with converted mana cost less than Sisay's power. Put that card in the battlefield and then shuffle your library. So as a 2/2, she can find a 1 mana card from your library, a legendary permanent, and put it into play. Now, as soon as you have that one, she gets a +1/1, and now she's a 3/3. As a 3/3, she can go search a converted mana cost of 2, a legendary permanent converted mana cost of 2, and put it into play. So we're encouraged to play all things, all like mana fixing things that we want. But let's get into her, the things. What should we do? All the things, of course. Number 7 on our list is Estrid the Mask. Now, I thought that this was a really, really good card to be putting in this deck. I don't think I saw it on EDH Rec, but let's talk about her. She's a blue, white, and a green. And one generic. It says pay +2, untap each enchanted permanent you control. Okay, we don't really care about that. But -1, create a white aura enchantment token named Mask attached to another target permanent. The token has enchant, permanent, and totem armor. If you're not familiar with totem armor, totem armor says if this creature would die, remove all damage from it, and it is not destroyed, and the mask is or the aura is sacrificed and put in the graveyard. So this protects our commander so well, and it also adds +3/3 because she is a blue, white, and a green. So then our Sisay is now a 5/5, so we can go get something converted mana cost 4 or less. Very, very good. I think it's very underrated because you can protect any permanent that you don't want destroyed with Estrid. Now, and then on the plus side, the next time it comes around, you can untap something that's enchanted with one of your masks. Just throwing it out there. Or maybe you somehow, give your Sisay, like, I don't know, ethereal armor. Seems good. All right, number 6 on our list. This is probably the tried and true, the most common thing you can do with it, and that is the shrines. Let's talk about the shrines. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I possibly can. All of the Hondens are the first round of shrines we got from Kamigawa. Champions of Kamigawa. Hondens work on the upkeep. Seeing Winds is the blue one. He draws a card for each shrine you control. Cleansing Fire gains 2 life for each shrine. Infinite Rage deals damage equal to each shrine to target creature. Target creature. Life's Web gives you X/1/1 colorless spirits, where X is the number of shrines you control, and then the black, which is Honden Knight's Reach, discards X cards from target opponents. So you only get one opponent though, where X is the number of shrines you control. All right, that's the Hondens. Now let's talk about the Sanctums. This is the new versions of these cards, and they all can be run in the deck, and it's really, really cool. So Calm Waters is our blue one. It draws a card for each shrine we control, then discards one. Stonefang drains each opponent for the number of shrines we control, and we gain a life equal to the number of shrines we control. Very powerful, and it's not a May ability. All right, Fruitful Harvest adds 1 mana of any color to our mana pool, which is great for each shrine we control. Now, then we also have Sanctum of Shatter Heights is one that we can discard a land card and deal X damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of shrines we control. So we can deal with those pesky planeswalkers that don't normally get interacted with. And then we also have one that's a little bit weird, and that's Tranquil Light. It taps creatures, but it costs 6 normally, and for each shrine we control, it's reduced. The activation cost is reduced by 1 colorless mana. So if we have 5 shrines in play, for 1 white mana, you can tap target permanent. Target creature. Now, here's the real business here with this deck. Sanctum of All searches your graveyard and or library. Your graveyard or your library for a shrine and puts it into play. Now let's get back in Sanctum of All. Let's get off the beaten path for a second. It says if an ability of another shrine you control triggers while you control 6 or more shrines, that ability triggers an additional time. You know how disgusting these things are without triggering additional time? If you get 2 Fruitful Harvests, you're gonna just add like, I don't know, 12 mana to your mana pool. I mean, you have to really think about your hand whenever you add it all, but that's a lot of dang mana. You just empty your hand. It's fantastic. If we have Sanctum of All in play, the opponent really needs to find an answer right now. Right now. Okay, number 5 on our list, we have Sword of Animus. Whenever it's a 2-drop in whenever it equips for 2, quick creature gets +1/1. Quick creature attacks. You may search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, shuffle your library. Fantastic with Sisay. I highly encourage you to run 2 at least of each basic land, probably 4 or 5 of your forests, so you can have all of those mana fixing sorceries in your deck. Hero's Blade is a real gem here. It's a 2 generic equipment. It says a quick creature gets +3/+2. When a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach Hero's Blade to it. It equips for 4. So on turn 2, you play Hero's Blade. On turn 4, you run out Sisay. And now on turn 3, you run out Sisay. And now she is a 5/4. Sorry, not a 5/4. She's a 5/4. And so now you can start searching for things, legendary permanents that are converted mana cost 4 or less. Hero's Blade is so choice in this. And it doesn't cost any to equip whenever you play Sisay. Fantastic. All right, number 4 on our list is a 5-drop, 1 white, 4 generic. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, yes, please. I'll return Sanctum of All to play. As long as you control 5 or more enchantments, each other non-aura enchantment you control is a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and toughness equal to its converted mana cost. This is really, it can really backfire if they have board wipe. That's why it's not higher on my list. So just be aware that now they're creatures, they can be destroyed from board wipe, which will really wreck your day. But if you need to get Sanctum of All back into play, it's good. All right, number 3 on our list, we have Illusionist Bracers. The 2 generic, 3 to equip. This is when an ability of equipped creature is activated. If it isn't a mana ability, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. So good. So what is interesting about this is that so you put in 2 of these abilities, Sisay's ability on the stack. Let's go back to Sisay really quick. So if you put 2 of Sisay's ability on the stack, it says search your library for a legendary permanent card with converted mana cost less than Sisay's power. Put that card in the battlefield. So the first legendary permanent you're going to get is going to affect her power for the second ability that resolves. So on the first one, you can go get, say, something converted mana cost of 3 or less. On the next one, if you've increased the number of colors that you have in play, you can go get something with converted mana cost 4 or 5 and put it into play. So they do trigger and they do then kind of stack and they do increase her power because it doesn't, so basically her power is dependent upon the resolution, her power at resolution. All right, let's get back to it, shall we? So Illusionist Bracers, bananas. Okay, number 2 on our list, Ragavan, Nimble, Pilfer. This dude's dumb. If he doesn't get banned in Modern, I mean, I lost all faith in humanity if he doesn't get banned in Modern. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love this card. Anyway, 1 red, 2/1 Monkey Pirate, legendary. This is whenever he deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library until in turn you may cast that card, and it dashes for a red and a generic. So basically, put it in play. It has haste, go swing, and it goes back to your hand. Okay, so Ragavan's so good, and the reason why I think he's good is because on turn 1, there's not a whole lot of really aggressive plays in Commander, but if you resolve him on turn 1, you're going to then start to attack and start exiling people's cards from the library. But what we really care about is those treasure tokens. Those treasure tokens are going to allow us to activate Sisay so much sooner. If we can get, let's see, the green Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest in play, that means we have so much more mana to work with earlier in the game. Very good. Number 1 on our list is Najeela the Blade Blossom. I don't think they were thinking clearly when they printed this card, but she's good. She's 1 red, 2 generic, 3/2 human warrior. Whenever a warrior attacks, you may have its controller create a 1/1 warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. So if you have multiple warriors, and Sisay is not a warrior, she is a soldier. Sorry to disappoint. But if we have another warrior attacking with her, we can get more warriors to attack. For WUBRG of green, blue, black, red, white, we can untap all attacking creatures that gain trample, lifelink, and haste until in turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Activate this ability only during your combat. So during your combat, you pay for it, and then you get another combat. But there's an infinite combo here, my friends. Oh my goodness, I can't believe. I mean, why? Why did they not know this card existed? All right, Derevi, Imperial Tactician is a 1 blue, 1 white, 1 green, 2/3. Already, it's making our Sisay +3/3. Flying, whenever it enters the battlefield or a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may tap or untap target permanent. So for each creature that deals combat damage to a player, I get to untap a permanent. So if I deal damage with 5 creatures during combat, I get to untap 5 lands and then pay for Najeela's ability again in my next combat phase. So every combat phase, I'm going to tap WUBRG to get another combat phase. My creatures get through, they deal their damage to that player, I get another combat phase. I have, in essence, enough combat phases or infinite combat phases to kill all the people at the table. Really, really doggone good. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming out today. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to see you tomorrow. We have another video. And as always, have a good day. My button.